Rising quickly in other parts of Texas. Chris Costa dives into the numbers.
Across Texas, cases of COVID-19 are up from September to October, and a warning from DSHS that cases are rising quickly. In October, the state averaged more than 4,300 cases a day, up by about 1,000 cases a day compared to September. In Houston, Mayor Sylvester Turner warned the city's positivity rate is rising, now at 6.7% for a second straight week, compared to 5.7% a month ago.
COVID cases in Houston, Texas have begun to increase in recent weeks, and it is important to wear a mask if you go out. But when do you know to get tested for COVID? I was able to interview 24-year-old Harris County resident Adrian Copeland, who survived the coronavirus.
What initially made me want to go get checked for COVID was when I first found out that a close relative of mine that I had been around had tested positive recently for the coronavirus. I eventually started to feel a slight weakness in my body. I could start to feel kind of nauseous. I also didn't have much of an appetite. And the big thing that stood out for me, first and foremost, was that I did not have a sense of smell or taste. I tried eating different things. I tried to eat a lot of things that had like fruit flavors, different things like that. And I also had issues smelling a certain product in Febreze, which was...
After receiving a positive for COVID, Adrian says he suffered from, quote, shortness of breath and having real bad body aches with a fever, end quote.
The loss of taste and the loss of smell. I also experienced a lot of body aches and fever chills. I had a really high fever beginning on with the coronavirus. I also had I was really weak, and also had a shortness of breath. It was really hard for me to breathe at certain points of the day, especially with me staying home and kind of being in the bed the entire time. The body aches and being tired all the time was something that was really difficult.
There is not a specific cure to this illness, but Adrian shares what helped him most during this time.
Best thing that was for me was NyQuil to help me sleep throughout the night, help me get a long rest. Of course, with working and different things like that, I tend to not sleep 8 hours. But throughout the coronavirus, when I took NyQuil, I actually got a good night's rest. Also staying hydrated was the number.
It has now been 2 months since Adrian has recovered from COVID. He states he is fully healthy, but cannot smell like he once could before. And he has a message for anyone that is taking this coronavirus.
Joke. It's something to be taken very seriously. I know prior to my experience with COVID, hearing the news and different things going on in the world, kind of had a slight different opinion about it. Definitely didn't believe it was as serious as it seemed, especially for someone that my age at 24 and in good health. But seeing the how effective it was on me, somebody so young, somebody active and different things like that, I saw how serious it can be. And it's something that should not be taken.
Khalil Robinson with KTSU 2 News, signing off.